Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we are continuing our ranking of the seasons and series in classic Doctor Who and modern Doctor Who from worst to best. This has been a long series running, and we are at number 12 on the list, closing in on the top 10. And at number 12, we have season 26, the final season of classic Doctor Who. And my favorite McCoy season. Isn't that artwork fantastic? Lee Binding always does such an amazing job. And I very much enjoy season 26. It has two masterpieces and two good stories in it. I think Battlefield is really good, edging into great even. Has a couple things I don't like about it. The incidental music for it is atrociously terrible. And some of the acting in it is a little hammy and over the top sometimes, and the sword fighting is choreographed like 60s Doctor Who at times. There are every now and then where something happens in it and I'm kind of like, but it's good for the most part. That and McCoy goes into that falsetto voice of his. I don't really like that he does. There will be no battle here. Stop! I command it. Come on, Sylvester. But I do really enjoy it. It's a great story for one. Gene Marsh is fantastic as the villain in it. I love how it ties in with the King Arthur legends. I love King Arthur. I love how it ties in with that. I love how it talks about basically a future version of the Doctor is basically Merlin, a future version that even Sylvester McCoy doesn't know about. That's pretty cool. I suspect it was still probably... it had to be a future incarnation because I mentioned his face being different. I wish they would explore that one day. We'd actually see that in Modern Who, the other end of that, where he becomes basically Merlin. That would be cool. Have it tie in with this story. I enjoy having the Brigadier back. I'm always happy to have Nicholas Courtney back as the Brigadier. I enjoy that. I'm trying to think I love the speech at the end. I love the Doctor's speech at the end with Morgaine when he's basically appealing to her honor, which works. I love his speech. That's one of the most underrated speeches in all of Doctor Who. Aside from when he goes into the falsetto voice at the very end, he nails that speech, although the ticking of the clock in the background is a little irksome. But yeah, it's a really good story. The design of the Destroyer is one of the most impressive monster designs I've ever seen in Doctor Who, modern or classic. That is a really good design. I wish we'd got more time with it. It is defeated a little too easily, but that is a phenomenal job with the prosthetics used on it. I have to give props on that. I also want to talk about Survival. Survival, to me, I think it's a little more credit for being the last story than it deserves. It's still good, but it's not like phenomenally good. The cat outfits do look that kind of Puss in Boots looks, which I know the writer didn't want, but that's what we got. The story itself is good without being great. It has this very 80s feel to it, which again, it was made in the 80s, but it definitely feels like it was made in the 80s at times. Some of the teenage actors in it, I'm not quite buying it. Like the one guy who changes and basically turns into a cat, I'm not buying his performance at all. The kind of drill instructor type guy, I'm not buying his performance at all. I do love that we get to see basically a companion in Classic Who's kind of home life, which we get more in the modern show. It's kind of neat seeing that here. And Ace really does get a lot of character development, which I like seeing here. I love this version of Anthony Ainley's Master. This is my favorite performance of his Master in this because I really feel like he got to do it the way he wanted, very serious. I love when him and McCoy are showing down together. I wish we'd gotten another season and gotten more of Anthony Ainley and McCoy together because they just feel like, you know, McCoy's Doctor, Chess Master Doctor, just feels like he could really go toe to toe with the Master mentally at any time, you know, playing their mental chess games together. So I enjoyed them together. I would have liked to have seen more of that. And I love the ending, the little speech at the end as they walk away. That's a great speech. So it's a really good story, but not a masterpiece like some people would make it out to be. I think it gets a little more credit simply because it's the last story. Now, the two masterpieces I love, that's going to be Ghostlight. I love Ghostlight. Ghostlight is just dripping with this atmosphere, and it's just so palpable. It's got this nice tension in it. I love the feel of this episode. its setting in that Victorian mansion and the way it's shot in that low light, which doesn't always probably make it the easiest to transfer to Blu-ray, but it creates this mood to it and this feel to it that I adore. It feels very much almost like horror, kind of like Horror of Fang Rock, but in a different way, and it works it perfectly. I like most of the cast in this, not all of the cast, but most of the cast in this. I enjoy the story, even if, you know, no matter how many times you watch it, you might not be completely certain with what's going on. I don't like the fact that the mom and the daughter got turned into statues. I kind of wish the doctor could have saved them, but it's classic Doctor Who, people die, that's just part of it. I enjoy the doctor kind of making Ace confront her fears with that house. I enjoy watching McCoy run around without his hat. This is one of those rare episodes where he doesn't really have his hat on much. I like that too. Yeah, I love Ghostlight. It's just something about it. It has this unique feel to it that I enjoy. And then the other masterpiece, Curse of Fenric. That to me is the definitive McCoy story. Some people will say Remembrance of the Daleks. For me, it's Fenric. If anyone ever, people always tell me if I watch one McCoy story, which one should I watch? Well, people don't always tell me that, but if they did, I would say The Curse of Fenric. That is the one. If you want an idea what McCoy's Doctor is like, watch Curse of Fenric. I love everything about it. I can't even really put it into words. The casting is great. The location work is phenomenal. The performances are just on par. The guy who's playing the kind of cool Russian soldier, the one who gets possessed right at the end, I like the actor playing him. He does such a good job. I like seeing Nick Parsons as the priest. One of the few complaints I have on the episode is I don't like his death. It feels kind of just there. I mean, I get he was trying to have faith, but it's kind of meaningless. I don't really care for it. The two girls do a good job playing first the kind of bratty girls and then the vampire girls. They do a good job of it. Come play with us. They do a good job of that. That one soldier deserved to get killed when he got pulled into the lake. You see these people with the long fingers. Come play with us. Nah, I'm going to stay up here on the land. I'm pretty cool, actually. Oh, you're coming out of the water? Let's see if this gun will stop you. Oh, the gun's not stopping you. Time for me to pull in a flock of seagulls and see how fast I can run so far away. Because they don't move at too quick a pace. I think I can outrun them. But it is a good one. Again, I enjoy McCoy and Sophie's performances in it. And again, kind of what the doctor puts Ace through. He's not very nice to Ace all the time. But it's almost like a parent forcing a child to have to grow up. But it's such a good story. And I love the location work. It's just phenomenally good. Yeah, I like season 26. It's one of the best. I was surprised it didn't quite crack the top 10, but it's close. It is easily one of the best seasons to come out of the 80s. Just phenomenal Doctor Who work. So I want to know what you think of season 26. So comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. Plus check out the description. All the fun stuff's down there as well. Links to the Patreon, links to the Amazon wish list, the P.O. box is down there if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at. I want to give a shout out to Stephen Crane. I appreciate his continued support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. And most importantly, thank you for watching.